In this video, we are going to learn about how to write a common CSS and then share that CSS across Lightning Web Components. So we will learn how to create a CSS only module in Lightning Web Component and then refer the same back in any Lightning Web Component and then start consuming the CSS classes. So this is common when you build a project where you wanted to give a consistent look and feel for all your Lightning Web Components by creating a common CSS module. So where you define all the styles needed for your Lightning Web Components, and you can have the other Lightning Web Components to refer the common styles. So that's where we use this common CSS concept or CSS only module concept. So to demonstrate this, we're going to create a couple of Lightning Web Components and see how this works in action. So the very first thing is we have to create, it's just a two-step process. First, let us create a CSS only module, and then we will refer that module back in any Lightning Web Component. So what is the CSS only module? Very simple, just like how you create a Lightning Web Component, just create a Lightning Web Component using our command palette, right? In VS Code, create Lightning Web Component. Just give a name. I'm going to give this common style theme. Yeah, this is the name of my Lightning Web Component, and this will get saved under the directory Lightning LWC, default LWC. So once this is created, isn't it? Once this is created, what you can do is you can remove all the files, as in the default files that gets generated, right? HTML, I'll right click, delete, theme.js, right click, delete. Of course, I don't need any test, delete. And now it has only the configuration file, isn't it? So let us create a CSS file. So I'll copy the name of the Lightning Web Component and I'll manually create a CSS file. So this is what we call CSS only module. As you can just see, it does not have the HTML, JavaScript, or any just test classes, right? So all it has is only the CSS file and the configuration file. That's all it is. So you don't have to make any changes in the configuration file. It can still remain as is exposed, false, because we're going to refer this file, this common style CSS, in other Lightning Web Components. So no need to change anything in the configuration. So this is where you start creating, right? You start creating all your common styles that you would like to use across other Lightning Web Components. Otherwise you have to duplicate the CSS, right? To avoid that, what I could do is I'm just going to write some simple CSS. I just say title, and I want to say font weight is bold, and I also want to see font. Um, let's give color. Font weight is bold. Let's transform the text to uppercase. Yeah, just couple of styles, and then let's also have another one pointer, and we'll have a cursor pointer. Perfect. So now my CSS only module is ready. And how do I use this in other Lightning Web components? Let's cross check that as well. So for which I'm going to create another Lightning Web component, and I'm going to name this component, let's say CSS sharing demo. Yeah, this will create me a Lightning Web component, right? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a CSS. Yeah, let's try to create a CSS file. It's CSS sharing demo dot CSS. It's not a valid, it's not valid as a file or folder name. Please choose a different name. Let's cross check what is happening here. Okay, let's try this again. Copy dot CSS. now it works. Anyways, so I just got a CSS file created, and now we have the CSS module, right? All we have to do is I just wanted to refer that common CSS, the style theme, into this Lightning Web Component. That's all I want to do it. So the way how you refer is very simple. All we have to do is we have to use this import at the rate import, and then we just have to give the namespace, and this is syntax namespace slash the CSS file. So this is how you can able to, you can able to refer any CSS back in your Lightning Web Component. So going by the syntax, the default namespace for any custom, metadata is C. So I'm just going to use C slash the CSS file name is, in our case, let me just copy this. That's all it is. It's all, we have to do it. So we just imported a common CSS into, a Lightning Web Component. Now, what I can do is I can just keep going. I can just, let me just add something. I'll bring this Lightning card, and let's have a title, and let's say CSS sharing demo. Yeah. And then we will have a paragraph tag. I just say CSS sharing, no style, and another paragraph tag where I can just simply refer the class that we created back in this common style. For example, let me just bring this to the right. So let's have the title referred here. Okay, and then sharing with style from common CSS. Okay, so this is the text that I wanted to show, and I wanted to show this text right in bold and uppercase. Let's see how this works. So let me save everything, and let's go back, and then let's try to push all the changes to the org. I think I did not save this file. Let me save all. I have to push this again. Let me go to view, command palette, and push. Alright, there is one more thing I did not do. Let's go back and then just check the configuration file. See, this is not exposed, right? Let's first expose this component, and then let's say that this component can be used only in the home page. That's it. And let me just go and then push the changes. Right, the changes have been pushed. Let's go back to our org, and let's go to this home page, edit page. I just wanted to add the lightning component on the home page. And right inside the custom, you should see yeah, this is the component that we just created, right? CSS sharing. Drag and drop. Perfect. I think it started working. Let's go back and then cross check. Perfect, right? So this is a plain, p tag with this title, but this one, another p tag, but this one it's referring CSS that is written inside our common style CSS, right? So this is how you can able to write a common style and then share it across, across any Lightning Web Components. So basically two steps. Number one, you will create a CSS only module, which means you will not have any other files, as in no HTML, no JavaScript. It is just the CSS and the configuration file. That's all it is. So that is CSS only module. Once that is done, in whichever Lightning Web Component that you want to refer this common CSS, what you should do is you can have a CSS file, and then you can just simply say at the rate import and then use namespace slash the file name. That's it. You are all set to go. And then you can just start using the CSS just like how how we'll use it, right, locally in your HTML. So this is the CSS Wadley module for you. Thank you.